Welcome everyone. Today we're going to look at how you can do far more than just replace Adobe Business Catalyst. The BC mantra of websites are dead couldn't be more true. Instead, you can offer digital experiences by using Siteglide and the user-first principles. I'm Luke Wakefield, CEO and co-founder of Siteglide. Let's get started. So first, we're going to take a quick look at a couple of case studies. So here we have Devon Real, a long-time BC partner and co-founder of Chicago-based agency Enginate. Enginate were already offering digital experiences, but they were really held back by the limitations in BC and other platforms that they'd looked at since the end of life. Siteglide helped free them of those limitations and offer more scalable and flexible solutions such as online courses, membership sites, e-commerce, and much more. Enginate can now confidently take on more projects and say yes to clients because they're not worrying about DevOps, site maintenance, or whether limitations will stop them in their tracks. Next, we have Ursula Richards, the owner of Team Adelaide, another well-known BC partner. Team Adelaide use Siteglide because they know they can deliver the customer-centric solutions they offer without limitations and that they have total control over bespoke development. They know they can integrate their solution with the rest of their clients' business ecosystem and benefit from a holistic view of data. And finally, they know that Siteglide is built for agencies like Team Adelaide and that we're continually advancing the platform based on our interactive roadmap and agency feedback. So who is this for? Well, it's for BC partners that need a new platform for existing BC sites and new projects, but that want to leapfrog competitors and benefit from the latest technology. So we're 2 years on from the BC end-of-life announcement now. Maybe you've found a new home for most of your sites, but you might be struggling with some of the following. So replicating WebApps, for example, finding a built-in CRM, managing secure zones, battling with platform issues, having to manage updates and patches, concerned about security, maybe hitting limitations that mean you then potentially lose some larger projects, and not having enough support. And all of this holds you back and prevents you from growing your agency. So let's take a look at the solution. Many will agree that BC was ahead of its time, and it was far more than just a CMS. It had all the components to become what is now a digital experience platform. And if you've been looking for a CMS, you'll no doubt have quickly found that it can help you make a great looking website, but it does fall down on most of the things that made BC stand out. Whereas a digital experience platform, or DXP, gives you so much more than just a CMS, and it means you're not limited to just building websites. You can build online courses, membership sites, online portals, marketplaces, communities, web applications, customer portals, and much more. Enginate and Team Adelaide, as well as many other BC partners, are now able to offer far more to their clients, and all without having to worry about DevOps, maintenance, and limitations. Next, I wanted to explain a little backstory before going any further. As I'm sure many of you will know, back in 2004, Business Catalyst was born in Australia. It was founded by Adam Broadway and Bardi Houseman. And they spent the next 5 years improving it, marketing it, and growing it before Adobe acquired it in September 2009. Well, a year before that, I had graduated as an engineer and was traveling in South America, where I wrote a business plan to build an agency that offered more than just websites. I was pretty young and naive to the world of business, but I knew that technology was the key. And with my engineering approach, I could help transform my dad's one-man web agency. So I evaluated every tool out there and finally decided that BC could give us the edge we were looking for. We set up our digital agency, Wizzy, partnered with BC, and then 3 days later, the Adobe acquisition was announced. So Wizzy spent the next 3 years leapfrogging its competitors, and it became clear how valuable the technology was, but that there were still some key limitations that led us to set up Siteglide. Siteglide took the BC architecture and made it more powerful, more flexible, but there were still some fundamental limitations that to overcome, we knew I had to replace BC. And in the meantime, Adam had left Adobe to build his own DevOps platform, Platform OS, which freed him and its customers from the typical closed box CMS approach. So we partnered with Platform OS in March 2018 to build our fully flexible digital experience platform on the right architecture that removed those fundamental limitations. We've since partnered with Adobe as a recommended migration partner and have digital agencies across the globe using Siteglide to do far more than just replace BC. Wizzy, for example, have been able to win bigger, better clients, including fastest growing enterprise software company in the world, UiPath, valued at $7 billion US. So I realized the three main concepts and steps I'd taken to transform the agency and how Siteglide can help others do the same in a fraction of the time and considerably less than the 12 years it took me. So we'll look at three things. The first would be your offering. So this needs to be what your ideal customer actually needs, and also thinking about digital experiences, not websites. The second would be your tech stack, so the technology required to achieve those results. We believe that's a digital experience platform. And then finally, the value that you offer to your customers and how you can maximize that using our user-first principles. So step one is the offering. You might remember the BC websites are dead messaging. I really remember this because they really focused on the benefits and not the features and helped us understand what to offer to our clients and how to show the value in our solutions. We'll come on to that a lot more in step three. But step one is all about what you genuinely believe in offering to your clients. It's not about the marketing or how you sell it. That all comes in step three. Step one is your mindset, your vision, and the direction of your agency. And that's something that you have to decide, not anybody else. So in the very early days, Wizzy were controlled by their customers, really, and letting that determine our offering, our pricing, and all sorts of things. Price became the determining factor, not the results. And it's hard to say no to some clients, and many agencies do fall into this trap. So it's all about looking at what problems to solve, where your passions lie, and identifying what clients actually need, not just what they say they need. So businesses do need to move online. They need to embrace technology. They struggle with separate, disparate tools and don't know how to necessarily deliver the best digital experience to their customers. And that's where you can come in. And in step three, we'll explore that even more once you've got the technology in place, but you can really help them deliver more to their customers. So this is especially relevant when it comes to migrations. Simply seeing end of life as a problem and a burden for clients means you probably take on too much of the responsibility, and at the same time, perhaps prevent your clients from benefiting from what's out there. If you perhaps can see it as an opportunity and can help them leapfrog from where they are now and beat their competitors, they can be freed of any limitations that they've got, and they can just improve the overall experience to their customers, and you're in effect delivering far more value. So we recommend not thinking migrations as such, but instead focusing on what the client actually needs and the best options that you can present to them. So step two is the most important by far. Without this, you can't achieve the offering from step one or add the value we'll define in step three. So data is now the most valuable commodity, and as Tim Berners-Lee says, it's even more important than the systems that house it. But the most important thing right now is being able to capture, access, query, output, and share data. And all businesses need full control of their data, and they can't assume that it's only for large enterprises anymore. And this is where a digital experience platform comes in. If you ensure that all your tools are fully integrated and data can be shared and used to enhance the user experience, that's vital, and that can add massive value. We'll look at the options in more detail shortly, including using Siteglide and Platform OS. But Adam Broadway was at the rock face with BC, and he was frustrated with where BC could go and that it wasn't being pushed to its full potential. So he built Platform OS to overcome those limitations and focus on delivering the fundamental tools to build anything, essentially. And having that level of flexibility available, coupled with security, reliability, performance, and scalability that allow you to build any size and complexity of projects is extremely rare and very powerful. So step three is your marketing. So it's how you sell the concept of the value that you can bring to businesses by delivering what we call user-first digital experiences. So many businesses kind of know it's a buyer's market for websites. It's a saturated market and a race to the bottom on price. Instead, you can show the value of delivering a digital experience that solves their customers' needs, and you can demonstrate that to them. You can demonstrate the value of data, automation, and personalization, and how that can really transform their business. And finally, you can show them that it's no longer just for large enterprises. You can offer them a solution that they can't easily get elsewhere, and that has the potential for rapid return on investment. So once you have the right technology in step 2, you should be able to offer everything that BC promised, but without those limitations and with the ability to build anything on top or connect it to any other system. And shortly we'll look at how Siteglide and Platform OS allow you to do just that. So to summarize, we believe there are 3 key steps that can transform your agency. There's step 1, thinking digital experiences, not websites. Step 2, implementing the right tech stack, specifically a digital experience platform. And then step 3 is maximizing the value that you offer to clients and using our user-first principles to do that. They can be generalized into 3 groups, which is solution, technology, and results. So if you identify the best solutions to genuine problems that businesses are facing right now, you can implement the right technology that delivers those solutions, and then you can deliver results and demonstrate the value in your offerings. So how do you go about actually implementing this? Well, step 1's the easy bit, really. And step 2, the technology is the most important. It determines the solutions and the results. So we're going to really focus on that. There are a few ways to achieve it. The first is to build your own tech stack, and we're going to look at that first. So a good analogy is building a house. The foundations are essential, and then you need quality materials and a clear strategy on how to construct them. So people do build their own homes without an architect or expert builders, but you need to weigh up the time, cost, and also the risks. So back to building your own tech stack. You'd first need to pick your hosting. Does it offer all that you need? Is it fast? Is it reliable, scalable, secure? You then need some form of DevOps platform. That might be CMS based like WordPress, e-commerce based like Magento, or completely bespoke. And the decision is fundamental, really, and will have a huge impact on your offering, your success, and the results that you can achieve for your clients. There are some things to consider, things like updates, add-ons, backups. That's just to name a few. There's quite a lot you have to get right and ensure you've considered. So at this point, you've simply set up the foundation. So you then need to bolt together the various tools that a digital experience platform offers. You need to ensure you have sufficient CMS capabilities, not only to build solutions, but to give clients the tools to manage them. If you don't have a CRM in the foundations, then you'll need to integrate one. And this is critical to get right and often hard to achieve with third-party systems. You then need to be able to store secure content, personalize it to users, and enable them to interact with the solution. A key to this is storing data, so you need to be able to easily build and manage databases. Offering payment is a great way to add value and a revenue opportunity for clients. Without this, you're limiting what you can offer and what the client can achieve. Finally, you need an integrated email solution, whether it's for transactional emails such as workflows and autoresponders, or for email marketing campaigns. And if all of this isn't built around an API-based infrastructure, it's almost impossible to connect them together and with other third-party tools that your clients no doubt use. So there's a lot to consider here, but that's without even factoring in all the risks. So considering things like downtime, maintenance, compliance, and being accountable for anything that goes wrong. We're now going to run through a quick example of what that could look like, but I'd like to stress this is not a review of these tools. You would need to evaluate the benefits and drawbacks yourself. So agencies across the globe are already doing this, some successfully, but many have fallen into the trap of thinking that they have to be responsible for all of this, when actually they maybe don't have the right skill set or desire to manage it. And there often are huge drawbacks, risks, and issues that could have a serious impact on your agency or your clients. So the big question is, do you want to run a DevOps agency, a DevOps team, or a digital agency? And do you want to wrestle with technology or spend your time helping your clients succeed? So in this example, you might pick AWS. Amazon hosts many of the services on the internet, and it's a very reliable platform. You'd then pick something like WordPress. That's a very popular CMS, and it's open source. So that's a CMS-based sort of platform, development platform. And you then try and connect the various pieces together. So you might go for something like Zoho CRM. That's another sort of third-party tool that you'd have to try and connect in via an API. WooCommerce is linked to WordPress, so that's I believe that would be easier to connect up. Firebase is a Google product for quickly building databases, but again, you've got to see how well that would connect up with everything else. MemberStack is a tool on top that would allow you to offer sort of secure areas and paywalls, but being a separate system, you've really got to look at what the limitations there might be. And then finally, MailChimp is industry known for sending email campaigns and managing lists, that kind of thing. So you'd have to connect all of that up, but you've got to work out whether you can send the specific information that you want to and automate all the processes. So the alternative is to implement a digital experience platform like Siteglide. So we handle the technology for you so that you can focus on helping clients and building digital experiences. And Siteglide includes all the elements you need, really. We only use the best hosting, so that's currently AWS and Google Cloud, with Microsoft Azure to follow. And we partner with Platform OS, who specialize in the DevOps, and that's used by Intel, Hallmark, and many other large enterprises. And we then provide you with the tools on top. So the CMS, the CRM, membership tools, e-commerce, bespoke databases, transactional emails, and out-of-the-box modules such as events. And where Siteglide really stands out is developers can get under the hood and customize everything using our command line interface, public API, and Zapier integration. And because we're really focused on helping agencies, we've also built an agency portal with automated billing so that you can manage monthly recurring revenue easily. So to summarize, Siteglide is a fully managed SaaS platform built for agencies. We help you every step of the way. You can save time, reduce stress, and increase profitability by using tools that work out of the box. It's fully customizable. You can build without boundaries, limitations, and all of that's a thing of the past. And finally, Siteglide is not a cost. If you use our automated billing system, you can increase your monthly recurring revenue, put it all on autopilot, and your clients are paying you for the service. So how can Siteglide really transform your agency? Siteglide is built for digital agencies wanting to offer more than just websites, but who want to do it profitably, efficiently, and effectively by sticking to what they do best and not wrestling with the technology. So you can take on bigger projects, deliver them more efficiently, and increase profit. You can finally get rid of having to manage website maintenance, including things like plugin updates and security issues. You can leapfrog your competitors like I did and free yourself from competing on price for standard website projects. And finally, you can automate your revenue and help grow your agency sustainably. So this all sounds great, but how does it actually work? How can I leapfrog my competitors? So because we provide you with the complete ecosystem of agency tools and support, you can focus on growing your agency and making it more profitable. And there are three main parts to the technology. There's the software, the platform, and the infrastructure. So the software is the part that you see day in, day out. It's the UI, the command line interface, the API, and all of the features within Siteglide that you would use. And then the platform is the DevOps engine. And actually, Engine8, who we looked at earlier, they explain it to their clients as the engine of the car being Platform OS, and then Siteglide being the controls, so things like the dash, shifter, steering wheel. And then by giving you access to the engine, you can build your own controls, and that's what makes Siteglide so unique. And then finally, the infrastructure sits behind the scenes. We've selected the best-in-class providers to deliver enterprise-grade tools and performance that make Siteglide a powerful digital experience platform. So we're going to take a look at three examples that set Siteglide apart. So the first is modules that are ready to use out of the box, saving you a huge amount of time You can set up an online store or online course in minutes, not days or weeks. You can then fully customize those modules and build completely bespoke solutions by having total access and control to Siteglide and Platform OS. And then finally, the built-in CRM, Secure Zone, and WebApps features mean you can immediately put the user at the core of your offering, enable you to deliver user-first solutions straight out of the box. So we're going to look at modules that are ready to use out of the box. So there's a big move towards drag and drop, no code solutions, but they do tend to inherit limitations or perhaps have poor performance and code. So instead, we've built modules to an industry standard and then made them accessible for agencies to reuse. So let's say a client needs a membership site to sell online events. With Siteglide, you can build out the solution in a few clicks and then customize it as much as you need. You can create a new site, you can install the Secure Zone module, events module, and e-commerce, and then create your items, create a few pages, add your Stripe details, and give it a spin. Next up, we've got the full developer access with command line interface and API. So for those of you that like to build bespoke solutions, this is where Siteglide comes into its own. You're not stuck with a limited CMS or user interface. You can get under the hood and tap into the full power of the Platform OS engine. You can build your own API endpoints using GraphQL, knowing that we seamlessly manage the code versioning in GitHub for you. You can access any data via GraphQL or use our public API to integrate with third parties. And we have a Zapier integration to make this even easier, meaning in a few clicks you can connect to 2,000 plus other apps. So Platform OS provide the fundamental foundations that make Siteglide so powerful, scalable, secure, reliable, and flexible. And these key principles run through their veins and is evident in everything they do. And this means that Siteglide is perfect for anything from a simple landing page to an enterprise level marketplace with no compromise on quality at any stage. So things like DNS, SSL, CDN, and all the other essential DevOps components are automatically managed and scaled up accordingly with no single point of failure. And you can finally offer a solution to any client knowing that the platform can not only handle it, but is future-proof to help your client scale up to any size. So finally, I wanted to show you the power and capability of just 3 of the Siteglide features. So it's hard to get across just how important having a CRM at the core of the platform is. It's the key to delivering user-first digital experiences and is the most important part of our digital experience platform. So when you couple the CRM with secure zones, you can manage gated content that only specific users can see. It allows you to fully personalize the experience to the users who can interact with the site. And then bringing WebApps into the equation means users can dynamically create content and fuel solutions such as marketplaces, communities, all without the client's involvement. And then using pages and forms, you can create complex workflows that would not be possible without the CRM, Secure Zone, or WebApps. The possibilities and the combinations of that really are endless, and it is fully customizable. So now we'll take a quick look at my agency, Wizzy. I stepped back from the day-to-day management of Wizzy in 2018 to focus 100% on Siteglide. Wizzy are a 10-strong team. They focus on bespoke development. They do client work, but primarily work with design and marketing agencies like Enginate to offer more complex and bespoke solutions on top of Siteglide. And Wizzy used Business Catalyst extensively. It still has lots of complex sites that need a new home after end of life. And using Siteglide, Wizzy can not only migrate and replicate what they had built on BC, but they can extend far beyond it and improve the solution to clients. With CRM, web apps, and secure zones, as well as Liquid, it feels very familiar, but it's far more powerful and flexible. So as I mentioned earlier, Wizzy have been able to win and deliver bigger and better projects, including the community marketplace project for UiPath, who are one of the fastest growing companies in the world and valued at $7 billion US. And UiPath chose Wizzy because of the completely bespoke solution that it could deliver that was fully tailored to their needs. And that's where Platform OS comes in. It was able to handle all of the requirements and more. And Wizzy would not have won that project if it was still using the BC platform. There were just too many limitations. So Izzy are now able to thrive, that they have all the tools they need, they can build anything, and they just don't have to worry about the technology. Okay, so there are a lot of tools out there, and there are very few that offer what we do. But let's say you wanted to use something like Core DNA or Liferay. Well, Core DNA is 15,000 US dollars upfront. Liferay is another DXP, and that's $23,500 upfront. So with Siteglide, it's currently completely free to become an agency partner, completely free to build unlimited sites, and then when you're ready to go live with a site, there's simply a monthly license fee per site with no contracts. And for that, you get access to everything. We don't believe in restricting features. So instead, we charge based on usage, so you only pay for what you need. And you get a fully managed CMS with hosting, built-in CRM and e-commerce, a fully customizable platform, and the tools to manage clients and billing, as well as that full developer toolkit that we looked at to give you total control. So we have a onboarding service to help you get the most from the platform. And to make the decision even easier for you, we're currently offering our onboarding service free of charge for the next 60 agencies that come on board. And customer satisfaction is paramount to us, and our customer success team will ensure you have all the help you need. But if for whatever reason Siteglide isn't the right tool for you, and you're not entirely satisfied in the first 30 days of putting your first site live, we will refund you in full. We would help you cancel your site, close your agency account, but we're pretty confident that you'll be wanting to put more sites live instead. So we only actually onboard 20 agencies per month using our onboarding service. That's to ensure that we can give them the full help that they need. So if you want to take advantage of that, sign up, book an onboarding team, and that'll guarantee your spot. Oh, and I forgot to mention that BC partners get 60% off. So end of life has brought lots of challenges, but hopefully successes for all the agencies out there. But we know it's been a tough time, and it is tough moving sites off BC. So we want to make it as easy as possible and offer some pricing parity. So BC was too cheap, and ultimately that was one of the big consequences or factors in the end of life decision. It was massively undervalued and undersold. So we want to help agencies deliver the value to clients and earn recurring revenue on top. So to do that, it's important to focus on value, not price. So our prices might seem a little bit higher than the BC prices, but they're still substantially lower than any digital experience platforms in the market. And we're making that decision even easier for you by offering you 60% off our pricing, which is only available for BC partners for a limited time. You can find out more about that on our BC offer page. So to summarize, we are passionate about helping agencies transform from just delivering websites to high value digital experiences using Siteglide and the user first principles. We offer a complete ecosystem of agency tools, including an agency account, access to our dedicated account and agency success team, our automated client billing system, and a totally managed platform so that you can just focus on helping clients. You get complete control and access to data. There's also the free onboarding service worth $2,500. That's only available for the next 60 agencies. And you don't pay a penny until you put your first site live, and we'll refund it if you're not entirely satisfied in the first 30 days. So just sign up for your free agency account. You can then reserve your onboarding spot. Don't pay a penny until you want to put your first site live. And if you're not entirely satisfied, you can get that first month back, and we'll close the account down for you. So we've covered quite a lot, but here are some popular questions that people have asked. So what is our pricing model? Well, it's usage based, so you really only pay for what you use. Our plans increase in value the more you pay, so you get more in each plan and you get more value for each dollar. We did this partly because of the frustrations with Business Catalyst pricing. Sometimes you'd want to do a custom blog and use WebApps, and you find that you're on the e-commerce plan and you're not using any e-commerce functionality, the client's getting access to things they don't value and don't want, and they end up asking you to take those features away and pay less. And obviously we were limited with that on BC. So this is 100% usage based, and you get everything out of the box, access to every single feature. But the more you use, the bigger the site, the more it grows, the more hopefully the client values it, and the cost does go up in line with that. So why can't you see our pricing on the website? We do our pricing wholesale to agencies. So we let you add value and mark it up. So you sign up as a partner, you see the wholesale pricing in the portal, and then you determine the value once you've built the application use case for the client. There's all sorts of potential there. So how can it be so much cheaper than some of the other digital experience platforms like CoreDNA and Liferay? Well, many of them sell direct to end customers, which has a sort of higher inherent marketing cost, but they're also targeting a bigger companies. Whereas we want to really help agencies build recurring revenue and offer enterprise-grade solutions to SMEs. So we're making it affordable for those agencies and clients. Are there any long-term contracts? No, we don't believe in contracts, so you can cancel any site at any time. And then finally, how would I start migrating BC sites? Well, firstly, you sign up for free as a Siteglide partner. We'll get you set up, and then you can start building unlimited sites free of charge. Only pay when you go live. And we've got all sorts of migration and import tools that benefit from the BC Exporter service. So you get access to all of your data out of BC using BC Exporter. And then you can import web apps with a few clicks. You can migrate a lot of things across really, really easily. We even offer a free credit every time you put a site live, so that makes things a little bit cheaper. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Our agency success team are always there to help. So thank you very much. You can find out more and sign up for free at siteglide.com/BC-offer.